Good evening and welcome to Hoops Friday Night Week 15. I'm Dave Sasseski. Alongside it, as always, Tony Quach. Tony, we got some tournament action tonight, and it's officially March Madness time.
Indeed we do, Dave. Regional berths are on the line tonight, as well as tomorrow, as teams look to advance to the Sweet 16 from D1 to D4.
Well, speaking of Division I, Lima Senior taking on Perrysburg in a rematch of last season's district finals matchup. Spartans won that game 53-45 and looking to repeat to keep dancing in March. In the first quarter, Jaquel Cotton with the cross-court pass to Brandon Moore. He drives in for the layup. Lima Senior building on that lead now. Now we're still in the first. Anthony Mosley with the ball. And he sends it in the corner for Isaiah Wilson, who buries the triple try. However, Spartans trailing. Moments later, Wilson returns the favor to Mosley. He connects with the senior in the paint for the lay-in, but the Spartans are down by 9 after 1 in the second quarter. Wilson doing it himself now. He drives to the basket and sends it through the net, but Perrysburg still has the lead. Senior high showing off some good ball movement. It ends up in the hands of Wilson on the wing for the triple again. However, Spartans fall to Perrysburg 80-42, ending their season.
This is the sixth meeting between Crestview and Ottoville in tournament action since 2010. The Big Green have won the last two postseason meetings in back-to-back seasons, but the Knights did beat Ottoville earlier in the regular season, 65-45. We pick up the action in the third. Michael Turnwall fires it over to Grant Lease, and the senior sends it through the 10. Ottoville leads 29-19. To the fourth, Crestview pulls within 3. Carson Hunter connects with Nate Lickley. He spots up and nails the 3. This game will go into overtime. In the extra period, Kellen Schlagbaum drives to the rack. His first attempt doesn't go, but he gets the rebound and the basket. Count it and 1. Ottoville leads 53-52. But we would head into another overtime period. In overtime number 2, Mitch Temple bounces over to Ren Sheets, and he gets the lay-in. Crestview leads 56-54. Ottoville now down by 3 is Schlagbaum with the ball, and he will bury the step-back 3. The Big Green ties things up at 61. The Knights would not be denied. Temple takes it himself to the basket. He puts up the shot, and it's good. That will be the game winner. Crestview outlasted Ottoville 63-61 in double OT. They'll play Sycamore Mohawk next Tuesday in Bowling Green at 8 in the regional semifinals. At the UD Arena in Dayton, the Jackson Center Tigers take on Cincinnati College Prep. Tigers put their 24-game winning streak on the line tonight. In the fourth quarter, Jackson Center leads by 18. Jace Mollenauer cuts through the lane and drops it through with the left. Tigers now lead by 20. Tigers with the ball once more. Elkirk bounces it to Mollenauer, and the senior scores a 2. Jackson Center now leads 48-28. Tigers move the ball around. It finds Mollenauer up court, and he lays it up and in. Jackson Center goes on to win 56-34. They'll play Columbus Patriot Prep on Tuesday at the Trent Arena in Kettering at 5:30.
We're set for our first break here on Hoops Friday night, but when we return, Division IV tournament action from Wapakoneta and Defiance. More highlights coming your way after the break. Welcome back. There have been 28 meetings going back the last 19 years between the St. Henry Redskins and the Marion Local Flyers. Matchups 29 will happen to come with a lot more on the line, as the winner will move on to the Sweet 16 in Division IV. That's why this is our Hoops Friday night Spotlight game. We head to Auglaize County, where the Flyers and Redskins match up, looking to move on to the tournament in front of an electric crowd. It's the Flyers striking first. Luke Pullman hits the ball on the top of the key. He lights the lamp there, gets that to go in. Marion Local, 3-0 lead. The Redskins would get to respond their next possession. John Hardings takes the ball and drives inside. He uses the pivot to perfection, gets to 2. But now a 3-2 lead. Fast break for Marion Local shortly after. It's Jaden Mesher who gets the long pass, takes it off and gets the lay-in. Now 5-2 later. It's 8-4. Marion Local Flyers would continue to find success. Look at this passing here. Finds Austin Niekamp, hands on it and gets the hoop for the 2. 10-4. Redskins now on the other end. Evan Bowers with the ball decides to drive in the lane. He flies underneath the basket and scores the tuck and scoop. It's 10-6 at that point. The Flyers would go on a 10-1 run. The fast break continues with work from them off a missed 3. It's St. Henry. It's Mitchell's Ranley recovering. And his look as he gets the assist there, throwing it across court in the hands of Niekamp, who puts his layup in, counted, and the foul. He would convert. Marion Local goes on to win this one 59-50 and advance to regionals.
Earlier this season, the Antwerp Archers defeated the Patrick Henry Patriots in the 41-40 thriller in Hamler. Tonight in Defiance, the two teams do battle for the right to advance to the regional round. First quarter, Lincoln Krager takes it himself to the rack and he gets the two. Patriots lead 4-3. Moments later, Mac Hebert drives to the basket and gets the bucket. PH now leads 6-5. In the second quarter, Derek Hines gets this rebound. He pump fakes and gets the lay-in. Antwerp pulls within 3. The Archers are down by 7 now. Landon Brewer sends it to Zay McMichael and he lets it fly from beyond the arc. Antwerp down by 4. But Patrick Henry, too much for Antwerp tonight as Krager sizes up his man and hits the short J. Patriots win 35-22. They'll play Marion Loco in the regional semis on Tuesday at 6 in Bowling Green.
We need to take our final break here on Hoops Friday night, but when we return, bonus coverage of state bowling and state wrestling. Stay tuned for those highlights. Welcome back. The ONU Polar Bears are coming off a historic season after they clinched the OAC championship for the 8th time in program history. Coming in tonight, ranked number 16 and hosting round 1 and 2 of the NCAA Division III tournament. March Madness has officially begun in college hoops. We turn our attention to the Sports Center, where the Polar Bears are making their first tourney appearance since 2017, taking on Barrera. Now, first quarter, Polar Bears are wasting no time. That's Christian Lursman with the bucket off glass. Bears down 1. Still first half. Berea up 1 when Bryn Serban's going to drive and use the up and under move to get the bunny in the lane. Polar Bears go up by 1. Serban again, this time leading the charge as she gets it up to Grace Steen, who goes off glass for the bucket. Bears up by 3 now after that hoop, and they weren't done. Moving ahead, ONU down 1 again, and they go to the bread and butter. In the post, that's Brooke Allen with the hook off the window. Polar Bears up 1. Allen showing why she's second-team OAC. ONU back in the tournament for a reason. They can play, and showing why as Dean kicks it out to Layla Dials, who drives baseline and gets the floater to fall. 2-point lead now for the home squad. They go on to win 54-43 and advance to the second round. Now we check in with Justin Dirks with coverage of state bowling and wrestling.
Now for state championship bowling action, we head to Wayne's Webb Bowling Alley in Columbus for this 2023 affair. We start with individuals play as Fort Loramie's Kaylee Bruggeman stepped up for the Lady Skins as the sole member from Fort Loramie. She almost gets a strike here with just a corner pin left, but that's no problem for her. She's going to grab the spare. She took 13th place in individuals on the day, bowling a total of 580. Now for the teams play, we start with the Lady Cardinals of New Bremen in their first ever state championship appearance as Marina Nelson almost gets the strike here. She finishes the day tied for 7th place, bowling a total of 589. Then Megan Ritter almost gets a strike in lane 29. She finished in 63rd place with a 459 total pins. And the Lady Cards finished 14th on the day, bowling a 2,709. Now for the Lady Tigers of Versailles, stepping up to the lane for their turn. We start with Emma Billingstein, who bowls over the pins with another strike. She bowled a 529 on the day to give her 39th place. And Peyton Groff stepped up as well, gives Versailles another strike. She came in 57th place with a total pin count of 473. And the Lady Tigers grabbed 9th place with 2,936 total pins bowled over. Now we move over to Lady Riders from St. Mary's, huddled up and ready to fight their way to the top. Chloe Gibson almost grabs the spare there. She grabbed 20th place with 563 total pins on the day. And her teammate Kayla Holman was not far behind, grabbing 28th place with 546 total pins. Ella Cable grabbed 30th with 539. And St. Mary's grabbed 6th place on the day with 3,075 total pins. Tomorrow we will be back in Columbus to cover the boys. Now over to district finals wrestling action. Now at the Hobart Arena in Troy, district finals wrestling taking place across 4 mats. Let's head to the action. On mat 3, we have Edward Kesson from Delphos St. John's getting the win 4-1 for the 132 weight class. Now staying with 132s, we head to mat 1 for Levi Schroeder in action for the Dogs of Columbus Grove. He's going to win with a pinfall just under 4 minutes into the match. Now we head to mat 3. More 132 weight class action as Coldwater, Cavalier, Austin, Hamilton comes away with a 12-4 victory. Now for 144 weight class wrestling. On mat 3, we have Ada Bulldog Clayton McLean coming up victorious after winning with a score of 15-5. Now we head back to mat 4. Quentin Grillo from Versailles gets the victory over Wayne Trace's Graydon Troth in the 150 weight class. Then on the 157s, Allen East's very own Cade Wireman, He's going to get the pinfall here over Waynesfield at 4 minutes and 22 seconds into the match on mat 1. Now back in mat 3, Logan Green from Parkway gets a win for the Panthers. 9-4 the final in that 157 class matchup. Wayne Trace now showing out on mat 3 in the 165 weight class. Raider Sam Moore gets the victory with a pinfall at 3 minutes and 25 seconds. Now more 165 weight class action. Allen East Mustang Trenton Gatchell gets the pinfall on mat 4, 4.5 minutes into the match. Now Ethan Stouffer on mat 1 for the 190 class gets a victory at 4:38 for the Versailles Tigers over Gavin Schroeder from Columbus Grove. But Columbus Grove proves victorious on mat 1 though, as AJ Schaefer gets a win by pinfall just a minute and a half into the match in the 215 class. Mustangs from Allen East coming up with another victory on mat 1 now, as the alternative Kaiden Culberson stepped up and he gets the win 18-7 in the 215 class over OG. Now we head to Cade's brother, Gage Wireman, getting in on the action. He gets a victory by pinfall at 3.5 minutes for the 190 class on mat 4. Finally, Eli Cribbles gets another victory for the Mustangs in the 285 weight class. After 1 day of action, Versailles sits at second place with a score of 57.5. Allen East sits in 8th with 38. And Coldwater wraps up the top 10 with 32.5. Get the full results at balmspage.com. This is Justin Dirks reporting from Columbus and Troy, WLIO Sports.
Thanks, Justin. Well, Tony, plenty of action tonight spanning across 3 different sports. We had bowling, wrestling, basketball. What a night it was, but the big news of the night or the week, you saw Colin White finally dunk.
Man, that's old news. I mean, I messed up on the first one, but I got him.
You did almost mess it up.
I got him dunking for a second time, so it all worked out. But we'll do it all over again tomorrow. Thank you for tuning in, everyone, and thank you for everyone who helps put this show on the air. Have a great night.